Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, and welcome back everybody to our solo Black Mage, Bowie. Or, I guess Bowie's, but and Ferris is the Black Mage, who cares? And welcome back to, well, just after we destroyed the barrier tower, we now have a submarine which allows us to travel the world and, well, go into the cave that we kind of accidentally sunk to the bottom of the ocean floor or something like that. And, well, we start off our journey by just walking through that. 12:01. Yep, it's morning. I imagine that's like just after midnight for you. Maybe. Who knows? Oops. By the way, I would like to point out that Final Fantasy V, completely random thought, Final Fantasy V is really good about consistency in terms of when you go up through an exit, you, well, can continue holding up in order to go into the next area, because the doorways just make sense like that. Final Fantasy IV is not nearly as consistent about it, but this is, the submarine exit is one of the few places where that just does not quite hold up. Also, welcome to this cave. So this cave here is going to be mostly just running away, because enemies here are not particularly interesting to fight. They give very little experience and money for how much effort they are, so we're just gonna run away. Plus, we actually very soon get the upgraded level fire, ice and lightning spells, so we kind of want to, well, probably start taking out more enemies after we get these, because that's gonna be how it works. Also, did I properly adjust the... hang on. I forgot again, didn't I? There we go. I adjusted the width, or well, the cropping of the game for Final Fantasy V. It's actually kind of curious that the same console, the Super Nintendo, just has different resolutions for different games. Because that's not something I realized for quite a long time. Just after midnight. Oh, I see. Good morning. And yeah, good morning. Welcome to as well, Napshot. And welcome to as well, Tasty Beer TV. Welcome, everybody. Fun fact, these Metamorpha enemies here are weak against wind as well as water. Kind of a unique combination of weaknesses, because for the most part you don't really have a way to take advantage of either weakness unless you specifically have a blue mage, because blue mages get the, well, wind elemental attack spells, which actually, funnily enough, this is the cave exactly where you get those wind elemental attack spells in the first place. Or more specifically, that is the first opportunity, because blue mage learns from enemies by getting hit by their abilities. Also, another fun fact, Metamorphos actually surprisingly fast as enemies, except that they skip their first turn and they morph into other creatures on their second turn. So that's kind of convenient to just run away. I think the only time we ever took advantage of their water weakness was with the Oracle that we ran through here, because we wanted to grab a bunch of light staves. Although at that point I still made the mistake that I didn't grind enough light staves out for the entire game, since I didn't realize that I would want to use them for the final boss fight as well. So that was a bit awkward to grind later. Alrighty. We find a friendly turtle, but pokes the turtle, and that's when they realize that, hey, this is a ninja turtle, or something like that. It's the Sage Guido, who apparently can hold his own in combat against Exdeath, which is actually pretty impressive, all things considered. Then again, Kara somehow manages to knock Exdeath out for a second by surprising him. So yeah. That reminds me, I actually will want to go ahead and give Galov either the bone mail or a reflect ring. I still have honestly not quite decided whether I will want to equip the reflect ring on the black mage or whether I will want to go ahead and equip the flame ring for the XDeath fight at the end of World 2 here. I still have a little bit of time for that, I suppose. I'd like to say either would work. It's just that the flame ring, we save elixirs, because we can heal ourselves by casting Fire 3 in ourselves. And vice versa, the reflect ring, well, I guess reflect ring is just overall safer, huh? The only benefit of the flame ring would be to save on consumables. And let me put it this way. We have 6 elixirs remaining, and I will want to grind just a little bit more before XDeath anyways, so we might as well do this on enemies that can drop elixirs. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot about Metamorphose. I mentioned earlier that you don't usually get to take advantage of a wind or water elemental weakness. Water elemental weakness you can actually take advantage of with a ninja with water scrolls, one of the very few ways to actually deal water elemental damage. And just to reiterate, I mentioned that earlier, Aqua Rake is not actually water element, as much as it sounds like water and should be. It is in fact neutral element. It's weird. So yeah, you have some Gaia or Terra abilities from the Geomancer, include water damage, the scrolls from the ninja, and then the Leviathan summon from a summoner. And I think that's largely it. Yeah, I think that's it. However, the wind knives we can actually buy in just the upcoming village over there. They do not just deal with elemental damage, and they're a pretty good weapon, especially for this part of the game, but on top of that, these wind knives do in fact increase your wind elemental damage if you use like wind spells by 50%, kind of like we equip a lightning rod in order to increase lightning damage. You can equip the wind knife in order to increase the wind elemental damage. It's kind of neat. And in fact, there is a niche use for those as well, if we want to use them. Because we can later get the magic lamp to summon Sildra, and that is wind element damage and gets boosted by such. Alrighty, welcome to Mua, where we actually get a pretty substantial upgrade to basically everything. So here we have a Magus hat. The Magus hat increases your magic power even further, but because we use the gold hairpin, I'm not sure I will ever equip it, but I might as well buy one. We also have the Lumina rope, which increases our magic power further. It's more defense, more magic evasion. It's overall just a straight up upgrade. So yeah, I have the Magus hat, I'm not sure I will use it, but we definitely want to get the Lumina rope for 60 magic power. That's a lot. Hey Ben Block, welcome to you. Thank you for the good luck. Alrighty, and as mentioned before, I'm just gonna buy a wind knife. I don't know whether I will need it. I don't know whether I will use it, but it doesn't hurt having one. Plus, I'm pretty sure we are not really lacking in money, despite buying some of the more expensive and powerful spells here. So here we finally get our next set of black magic, if I find the correct vendor. There it is. So we have Fire 3, Ice 3 and Bolt 3. And to give you a frame of reference, Fire 2 has an attack power of 50. Fire 3 has an attack power of 185. So it's once again more than triple the previous fire level. So it's very, very, very powerful. It also costs quite a bit of MP when using, but at the same time, it will be quite worthwhile. Because what I have decided on doing is... Let me actually real quick look up the stats here. We have not a whole lot of vitality, or baseline vitality anyways. So we don't really get much maximum HP for the most part. But with the little we have, what I have decided on for goal level for the end of World 2 here is to get just about 1600 maximum HP. And simultaneously, we have 60 spell power. Yeah, 1600 maximum HP, which would be at level 42. But we might as well go to level 43, because that is where we get an additional magic attack multiplier with this set of spells. So that is going to be what I will want to do here. So, the way we are going to level is actually the most straightforward way you can think of. We are just going to defeat enemies along the way. I think some of the enemies here actually absorb or resist certain elements, so I will have to avoid them. So we'll see. I think they also are called Gajri around here. And they absorb water, earth, holy, poison, lightning, ice and fire. So yeah, we can't really take on these little wispy thingies in this area. But since I want to fight a bunch of stuff anyways, I might as well just go out of my way and pick up all the chests. There's these Gajri. They absorb basically every element that we can throw at them. So, not that great. We're kind of hoping to just get encounters where they are not present, because the experience here is pretty decent. Not amazing, but there's also not that many places that would be better either. Also, they tried to absorb MP from me. Oh, rude. I think I missed a chest somewhere. That's alright. Yep. Can't really deal with them efficiently. We could always use the neutral element. So in these in-between sections, there's actually some interesting encounters here, like the worm, for example. I don't think it's necessarily worthwhile to fight this thing. Also, I wonder if it is susceptible to being petrified. Oh, it is! Huh. I wonder how likely it is to one-shot it. 2200 experience, that's actually a lot. So, in these in-between sections, we could in fact just go ahead and, well, deal with enemies. Let's see how much Fire 3 does. Pretty good. Doesn't quite one-shot the worm. At least not with a multi-target. But I know these little mini-mages do actually give pretty decent experience too. So we can just use that to advantage. Yep, 3400 experience. That is indeed quite a bit. And there's also one of these rare encounters, I think, in these in-between sections that is effectively a little circle of mini-mages. It's actually quite interesting. Oh hey, I do believe these mammon trees are in fact weak to fire, which is why I chose to equip the fire rod rather than any other element. So yeah, boom, one shot. This is basically the favorite encounter to get 3300 experience for just a single spell cast. Here we get a bunch of money along the way. And one more of these. The one downside I'm noticing here is that we do in fact just barely not have enough agility to go before they go. And them just casting Psych to remove my MP really does not help our case. Let me actually see something. I have the Elf Cape equipped. What I could do is I could start with the Dancing Dagger equipped, which gives me one more agility, which may be sufficient in order to just barely go before they go. Worth noting that if we had the main character butts, this would not even be remotely an option. Well, they managed to run away before all of them attacked, but it looks like the trees are largely still faster. Let's see. These imps here... Oh, they confuse us, that's not good. And the other one hits us. We lose our entire turn if they do that kind of thing. Confusion is pretty bad, especially now that we have level 3 spells, because Fairies could just decide to nuke herself with a level 3 fire, and that would be a one-shot kill unless I specifically equip the flame ring. Well, and then there's nothing we can do about other stuff. Ooh, this is not good, because I didn't get my turn yet. Thank you for knocking me out of that. This is very dangerous here. Alright. Yeah, our lack of speed really is hurting this plan for grinding in this forest. Preemptive strike, alright. Let me get a little bit of revenge on you guys. Also, I would have to equip the dancing dagger every time I go out of combat. That's also kind of inconvenient. Oh, they are not even dead? They're not even dead from one single Fire 3 here. Also, we only have 2 more spell casts of Fire 3 now. How much experience is that? 1680. That is not really worth it. So if I want to grind in here, it would be in these in-between sections. And worth noting is that I don't have these in-between sections anymore once we clear this area, so maybe I want to do this now rather than later? Maybe. Then again, there might just be good places on the overworld to get the experience from, or maybe in Next Steps Castle. Hey, there's this one. Nice. That is 3600 experience. Pretty much the exact same. Alright. There is a spot to rest just a little bit over here. Oh yeah, that's the bad chest. The chest on the left I think has something slightly more useful. And there goes the rest of my MP. So I will want to wake up Galef anyway, so I'm just gonna... I should not have ordered my inventory. Now my items are all the way at the bottom again. Hey. It's such a habit to just order my inventory like this, but now all my weapons that I want to swap out are just at the bottom again. Oh well. Cabin now gives me full MP back, so we can actually use it here. Bonk. Alrighty, I'm curious whether this is actually going to one-shot it. I think it does. Yep, no problem. So that's overall pretty solid, I suppose. That chest up there contains a Morning Star. If you do a solo White Mage challenge, this is basically where you finally get a weapon upgrade after almost literally the entire game with a very, very early game weapon. Okay. I guess I could have waited to, and instead of using a cabin there, I could have used the healing spring in the Mogul Cavern. But I kind of want to fight stuff along the way. But yeah, I feel like we can find a good grinding spot on the overworld, kind of like we did grind with the... I should equip, have Titan Flame Shield instead. Oh well, kind of like we did with the Geomancer actually, except that we now have proper control over our elements. So many uses of Fire 3 cost a fire in the forest. Yeah, actually, that's probably reasonably likely. I mean, we already torched a bunch of trees ourselves. Sure, those were mean trees and they attacked us, but I don't think using Fire 3 in a forest like that is a particularly reasonable choice, is it? I should have picked up the chest off on the right there after the forest burns down, because then it's a flame shield instead of an Aegis shield. I can use neither, but the flame shield sells for a lot more money. So that's that. Actually, I need to not forget to give Galuf an item. Let's give him the bone meal. I could also, instead of giving Galuf the bone meal, I could give Galuf the... I could have instead given him the Reflect Ring, which would also go reasonably fast to deal with X death. That chest on the right there contains soot/ash. Doesn't really do anything. It does have very marginal use in the Game Advance version, before the Cannoneer to do a certain mix. This weapon over here is the Flame Tongue Sword. It's pretty solid. It's a fire-based weapon, as you might expect after burning down the forest. All the equipment turns into fire. I wonder whether that's the secret of getting elemental-based weapons. You need to induce a, well, elemental disaster into a world where you have weapons stored in chests and such in order to get the elemental properties. What does that say about the Drain Blade, though? Who knows? For some reason, I was just tapping the up D-pad rather than holding L and R. I usually... Oh yeah, that's why, because I was already prepared for the cutscene. Because you can advance the text in this game by tapping D-pad buttons. And I'm just tapping the D-pad button here. That way I don't accidentally activate or interact with stuff, since I'm just walking instead. Alrighty. Either way, we get to the next set of enemies right here. These are the 4 Guardian Crystals. And to say I haven't exactly thought about how to take them on would be an understatement, because I only just realized that's a thing I should consider right now. Alright, we're gonna start with a Flame Ring, because the Flame Ring will give us the ability to absorb fire-based damage, and, well, we can heal ourselves by the casting of Fire 3. So normally the strategy is to knock down the top center crystal to critical HP in order to, well, get constantly healed by the Fire 3 of the Fire Crystal. We don't really have a way of doing that. So here's the problem. The crystals we're about to fight, or at least, well, most of the crystals, are susceptible to elemental damage, specifically fire. However, if I'm not mistaken, the crystals are actually immune to ice, bolt, as well as bio. So the only spell we could use, in theory, for the fire crystal is Drain. And the crystals are level 77, more than double our level, which means the chance to hit Drain is very, very small. So that's not really anything terribly reliable. So I guess I should move to the front row and try to attack. But the problem is, while the crystals don't deal a whole lot of physical damage, it is significant enough with our low maximum HP and low physical defense that it would be an issue. Consequently, I feel like my strategy should be to nuke 2 or 3 crystals before killing the fire crystal. We can easily heal ourselves thanks to having the flame ring equipped anyways. Easy solution, just grind to level 77. I suppose. But that's halved. Yeah. That is indeed quite a lot of damage here. And they are faster than we are. Let's see, how much damage do we deal? 3252. So, they all start with 7777 HP. Oh my god, we take a lot of damage there. This is actually a real problem here. Equipping the Guardian Dagger to hopefully block some attacks. So... once they drop below 3000 HP remaining, they will actually... oh, I should have kept track of how much damage I dealt. Alright, I have a plan now. Once they drop below 3000 HP remaining, they will... what was it? 3200? Actually, I can check here by casting it this way. 2256. Okay, I don't have a plan. Either way, once these crystals drop below... oh wait, I forgot to equip the rod. Plus 50... oh no. Either way, in short, after they drop below 3000 HP, they go crazy with their elemental attacks. Wait, actually... wait, this works out perfectly. Okay, alright, I have a plan. So, without the boosted fire rod, what we can do on these things is we can use 2 times fire 3 without the boost, which actually brings them just above 3000 HP remaining. Plus 2040. So we dealt 4296 damage. Oh, we actually need to deal a little bit more damage without pushing them too far under. Just a tiny little bit more. So I don't know whether Fire 2 might be too much damage. I'm actually gonna test it on this crystal here first. 372. That would just be fine. Because we need to push the crystal at the bottom slightly lower and then use a boosted Fire 3 in order to get it just above 3000 HP, close enough for us to knock it out via a Fire 3 with boost. 384. Okay, we dealt 4680 damage. That's perfect, actually. That's perfect. Why are these things so fast? More specifically, why Fairy is so slow? Oh my goodness, we are going to die at this rate. I need to be really careful here. Formulating a plan while in combat. Usually you should try to do such a thing before you get into combat in solo challenges. Usually. Alright, some good blocks here, and we will be able to knock out one of the crystals right here. Put the fire rod, put the Guardian Dagger up here, so it's more easily accessible. So this should kill the crystal at the bottom here. That way we completely circumvent... yeah, that way we completely circumvent the dangerous phase, let's put it that way. So, and because I'm a doofus and I have not kept track at all of how much damage I dealt to the crystal on the right, I'm going to just start working on the crystal on the left, which is by far the fastest crystal, and it also would deal wind elemental damage, which is single target, and we would be hard pressed to actually survive. It's magic anyways. Because all the crystals are aligned to certain elements. The one I killed was Earth, the one on the right is technically water because it uses Aqua Rig, but practically because Aqua Rig is actually neutral, damage is just neutral. And the crystal on the left is wind, the crystal at the top is fire. Yeah, I think I should heal myself here. The wind crystal is the fastest one, and both the wind crystal and the fire crystal do actually use their ability to cast spells that are technically single target on the entire party. So normally the crystals just nuke your entire party with their respective spells once you drop below the certain threshold of HP. And all the damage is kind of based around which spell they used. So Arrow 3 is kind of the weakest one, generally speaking, so it deals about 400 to 500 damage to your entire party. And the Fire 3 deals like 500 to 600 or even 700 damage to your entire party. However, because I'm a single target and these spells can be single target, they would not suffer the 50% damage reduction. Ooh, that's slightly too much. Oh no, wait. I must have miscalculated. So according to my calculation, the crystal on the left should now be nuking me with Arrow 3. It doesn't do that, so I'm really glad that I somehow miscalculated so much, because otherwise I would be dead right now. Now the catch is, how much HP does the crystal on the right have left over? That's an excellent question, and I don't really know how to answer that. Does enemy fire also heal you? Yes. Yes it does. So yeah. Generally speaking, in solo character challenge runs, putting the top center crystal to low HP while equipping a flame ring is actually a very strong and viable strategy in order to defeat these things. Except the top crystal absorbs fire damage, and as I mentioned before, they are both immune to ice, bolt and also bio. So I can't really deal elemental damage to it at all, which is kind of the problem here. Otherwise I would just bring it to low HP, because that's an excellent idea. Yeah. Okay, let me actually check something real quick, so I double check and don't doofus. Yeah, it's immune to poison, immune to lightning, immune to ice. The only thing they are not immune to is fire, except the top crystal, which absorbs it as health instead. Alright, how do I deal with the crystal on the right now? We used one Flyer 3. We did one Fire 3, 2, and one Fire 3. So it should be reasonably close to getting knocked out here. I want to deal about 100 damage, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to equip the air lance and hit it once. 141. I hope this does not put it to low enough HP. It looks like it's going to be fine, probably. And this could actually work pretty well overall. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna heal myself again. That way I at least get a decent chance of surviving in case I, well, mess up the things. Also, it should go before me again. There it is. So it's going to get one spell in case it survives. Which I should survive, because Aqua Rig is... Oh, I'm a doofus. I didn't switch to the Fire Rod. Either way, I suppose we survive anyways. Alright. We're fine. We're fine-ish. Good morning to you, Search, and welcome. I hope you're doing well. Alrighty, and now we just need to deal with the top crystal. Now that the physical damage is not nearly as ridiculous anymore, I'm actually going to use a dancing dagger here. Because even if I just absorb some MP, it's going to be nice. Also, I'm not going to move to the front row quite yet. This is a healing attack. Also, by the way, the dancing moves do scale off of magic power, so that's actually quite nice overall. But in fact, I want the Jitterbug Duet, or damage I suppose, instead of a sword dance, since I'm sitting in the back row. The only thing I don't want to see is Tempting Tango. As the Mystery Waltz, I was also kind of hoping for that, because I was running low on MP, so it was going to be rather difficult for me to heal with Fire 3 some more. But no, that's not a concern anymore. You might also notice that the Fire Crystal is in fact the slowest one of the bunch. Which means it does not go nearly as many times for me going once in comparison to the others. So yeah, okay, we're gonna move into the front row now. I just need to heal more frequently, but at least I will deal more damage as well myself. And I think we stick to the dancing dagger. Sword dance. That's actually a lot of damage for a sword dance from a mage. Or, well, a physical damage from a mage. Nice. We're at about 2000 damage dealt. I need to heal again. You're curious why you're using Fire 3 to full to heal when Fire 2 seemed to full heal earlier. There's two main reasons for that. Fire 2 did not quite full heal when I was on low enough HP. That is the one reason. But the other reason is because I did not exactly pay attention how much Fire 2 healed, and I just wanted a full heal at the time. So yes, I could optimize that. I'm actually going to wait with cast healing here until it attacks. 650-ish, I see. Yeah, but basically I would need to heal more frequently, I suppose. It's a fair question though for optimization purposes, but since I'm absorbing MP from this thing anyways, it looks like quite a lot right now, we should be mostly fine. 301. You know, I should probably just use the Wind Dagger for more consistent damage instead of using the Dancing Dagger, because we only need to deal about 2000 more damage in order to put it into critical HP. But Dancing Dagger is more fun, plus it can heal us too. In theory anyways. Yeah, I need to heal here again. Yeah, it's going to hit me twice here. Or at least I figured it would. I'm going to wait until that attacks, because that way I get an additional chance to block it with the Guardian Dagger. I didn't. But hey, we now pushed it below 3000 HP. Which means we win. Because it will no longer deal any damage to us at all. In fact, it will just heal us back to full every turn. Yeah. No problem. But yeah, If anything, this fight tells us that we do not have enough maximum HP to reasonably survive a strong physical attack here for an extended period of time without a lot of healing. And realistically we won't get a lot of healing against X-Death. So I do want to go ahead and grind out enough levels. So my goal is, as mentioned before, about 1600 maximum HP, because I think a Vacuum Wave should deal about 700-ish in the back row. Is that right? I mean, we're going to grind anyway, so in the meantime, let me go ahead and maybe look at some of my previous challenges to see how much damage X-Death dealt to... let's say the Oracle. Oracle would be in the same shoes for the most part. Did I never export the thing? Bum, bum. Hey, we win. $380 for regular physical attacks. Want to see a Vacuum Wave. I guess the Oracle might be too strong. $650 on the Oracle. So yeah, 1600 maximum HP should be a decent amount overall. And as mentioned before, we're just going to go one level higher than just 1600, because this is when we get an additional magic power boost on top of it. So level 43 is gonna be our goal here. All that work for X-Death to just casually kick the party easily with the crystals anyways. Yep. I mean, we weakened the crystal and kind of made them functionally no longer defend anything. So he took advantage of that. Welcome to the battle where Galef is supposed to be so angry that he can't die before he beats up X-Death to the point where he needs to flee. But instead, we kind of exploit the game mechanics where Galef can in fact die by having a bone meal equipped, which makes you undead, and then using a Phoenix Stone to knock yourself out instantly. Alternative ways of doing this would be using Exploder via blue magic or using Fusion with blue magic. Those also instantly kill your own character. To be fair, Explosion would actually be a lot more, or Exploder would actually be a lot more stylish. Because then Gilgamesh is actually just going to straight up take a page out of the book from Galuf in a sense, story-wise, if you put it that way. You know, Final Fantasy V isn't exactly a particularly story-heavy game for the most part. But this kind of moment here just still kind of made me just take a step back and say, whoa, I guess he's gone. Alrighty, now for our quest to figure out the best grinding spots. I will probably go and hunt down some rabbits to initially get a bunch of elixir drops, or at least that's the idea, because with a black mage I think we can nuke them easily enough in order to one-shot all of them. The main downside actually is going to be that I'm pretty sure the rabbits are faster than a black mage, because even the Beastmaster, who has a bit more agility, was a fair bit slower than them as well, so that's gonna be a thing, I guess. We will just take a hit from every encounter every time. Plus, I'm not sure if we will be able to one-shot the turtles. Actually, we probably do, considering that they are weak to ice, now I think about it. So we're just gonna use Ice 3 every time. Alrighty, welcome to World 3 again, where we can actually fly around a bunch more. And the place I was mentioning just earlier is right around... wait. Up here. I always assume that Mua is just north of Galuf's home, but it's actually to west-northwest. Alright, we're just gonna run in circles here for a while. And also, make sure that Kara here inherits her grandfather's mithril dagger, so she can knock herself out, literally. So we're going to go ahead and equip the elf cape here for physical defense. And I'm gonna try... I don't think the enemies are going to get knocked out in one shot without the Ice Rod, but we will see. Either way, we're going to be here until level 43-ish. Maybe a bit less, because we can also kill stuff in Extep Castle, which is reasonably efficient too, and could actually be quite fun. So let's say level 40. Maybe even less than that, we'll see. Alright, Ferris, you just wait for a second here. Oh, by the way, the reason why I gave Butts a better weapon to knock himself out with is because he does not actually always deal enough damage with the mithril dagger to knock himself out. Alright, let's see. Turtles, or reptiles in general, are weak to ice. The big question is whether the Cure Beast is going to die to an Ice 3 without a boost. Ah, nice, it does. So we can actually keep the Guardian Dagger equipped. And with this, we also have a 1 in 16 chance every time to get an elixir drop. If I get like 3 or 4 elixirs, I will move to a place that might be more efficient. I do remember there being a forest where there was actually some, well, rather excessive encounters of, I think, Bolt Money? You know, these weird creatures that look like they're peeking in through a dimensional rift. Ow. By the way, Ice 2 would be sufficient to knock out these enemies, but I'm lazy and I don't want to menu, so I'm just holding down the A button. That's literally my reasoning. So the encounter we want to get is actually the one with 4 Cure Beasts for the maximum chance of getting elixirs. We will always get turtle shells from the turtles. They have a 100% drop rate. Hey, there's this one. And a preemptive strike to boot. Nice. Boom. That is 2480 experience. Not actually as good as in the forest earlier. But hey, the reason why we're here is mainly elixirs. So many preemptives. Pretty lucky so far. I think with the money that we gain from here, I'm just gonna go ahead and buy a bunch of cabins as well. We could in theory save the money and buy elixirs later, 50,000 gold each. But realistically, I don't think we really need that overall. They would be nice, but I think we can sacrifice one elixir for 50,000 gold in order to have a more easy time recovering MP with just a single cabin use rather than 4 tents at a time. 156, that's a lot of damage actually. So if... well, the ones in the back row would deal less damage. Either way, we want to heal, because that could be dangerous. There is Kindle level. Nice. What level are we? 36. Yeah, okay. I think we can just get it here. For a while anyways. And we should relatively easily be able to get the rest of what I'm looking for too afterwards. You know what I can do as well? I will want to go and get float before I'm going into Excess Castle. So I feel like there's not much of a reason to... not just kill a bunch of enemies along the way to get float as well. I think we get like 2 elixirs. Oh, that reminds me. The enemies inside Exit Castle also have a chance to drop elixirs, the magic dragons. The problem is actually that they are weak to wind and have about 3000 HP, so we couldn't multi-target them down before the specific elemental weakness. Huh. Nine more spellcasts. Hey, there's an elixir. Nice. How many total do we have? 8. Yeah. I'm just gonna use up the MP and then we go and grab float and then we go into Excep's castle after buying some cabins. I think that's the current plan of action here. If we get more elixirs along the way, that would be great. If not, that's okay too. Always get the turtle shell. Four more encounters. Two more after this. I'm actually going to run away until I get a encounter with 4 cure. Actually, no, this is fine too. I'm going to run away from single turtles. That's going to be how I work about it. And nice. I think somebody mentioned, what was it, a 15 and 16 chance. So 15 divided by 16, you not get an elixir. To the power 4, 2, 3, 4. Which is about a 22.8% chance roughly to get an elixir drop from that encounter. So pretty good odds, I would say. Didn't get quite that lucky, but that's alright. Now we go back and buy some cabins. Then we go and grab float from North Mountain, because float is going to serve 2 purposes. Basically, by the way, before I continue talking, float is a status effect that we can take advantage of. And it actually lasts between battles, which is quite nice. I should not have sold that. I'm gonna keep that. Actually, I'm just gonna pick up both shields. It's fine. Float is going to serve 2 purposes. One is going to be that we will float over status effects on the ground. As in, we can no longer get hurt by damaging floor tiles. So hey, let's eat some food. But 2, XDev has 1 attack in his AI script where he's going to cast Quake on the entire party, which would be about 400 damage. And, well, not taking 400 damage is actually pretty awesome. So, you get 8 free potions and a full heal from here, without having to use the inn, which is actually interesting. Also, there's 1 less sheep now outside. Fun fact. I figured this would be more interesting than just using the inn, because I want to recover MP. Also bought 21 cabins. That should be sufficient. So I want to knock out my allies, but not while we can still face these ridicule enemies, because these ridicule enemies will turn them into zombies once they are dead on the floor. That's just how they work. Which solo character has the least deaths until now? Actually, let me look that up for you. Yep. So the least deaths so far for death counts on the solo cactus, let's see, 30 for the blue mage, 32 for the hunter. That's actually surprisingly low for a hunter, since it is a melee class mostly. Well, actually it's not entirely accurate. The ninja has 17! Wow. 17 is super low. Okay. I didn't remember that, but yeah. Ninja has currently the least amount of deaths total with 17. The Black Mage may technically be able to beat that. It really depends on how lucky we get on the X-Dev fight at the end of World 2. Because I think there's not a whole lot of danger for a lot of cases. Actually, probably not going to be able to beat that. Let me be for real now that I think about it. Alrighty, so the way we get float in this game is we need to get lucky. The way we need to get lucky is we need to get this encounter here in particular. Then what I want to do is I want to try and confuse the bird in the top center. And the way I can do this is by using the dancing dagger. The dancing dagger has a chance to execute the dance move. And one of the dance moves is Tempting Tango in order to confuse the bird. And that's what I need. So basically, effectively, I have 1 in 8 chance to get the Tempting Tango. Oh wow, we got it first try. And then I need to give it an ether. Further, I need it to not kill itself because it has low enough HP that both Beak, which petrifies enemies, as well as a physical attack will kill itself. Wow, holy cow. That is incredibly lucky. What's up with that? We got it first try? Wow. So let's put it this way, that is insanely lucky because it has taken me so long that at some point I decided it is more worthwhile to go further into the dungeon where we have a chance to encounter 2 Sting Eagles at the same time rather than just 1. Wow. 17 is insanely good, especially for a fire chop. Yeah, Ninja is insanely powerful. The only thing that holds it back from being even more insane is not being able to equip a shield. Okay, we already have float now. That's just ridiculous on how fast that went. Hey Kablooey Crips, welcome, I hope you're doing well. This is not normally how quick this goes, let me tell you. So, and as mentioned before, wait, I just realized, if I'm going to use cabins to recover my MP inside X-Dev's castle, I'm going to lose the float status. And I want to have level 43. Ah well, we don't need float. Turns out I did that probably for no reason. Oh no. Oh well. You know, thinking ahead is only my strength when I specifically sit down to think ahead. But while I'm playing, I might only think 2 steps instead of 5. By the way, keep in mind, the way I do solo character challenges is I use a modified save state that unlocks the jobs from the beginning. That way we can defeat all the bosses and enemies with that job in particular, rather than having to, well, wait until they finally get unlocked. Alright, I do believe these wolves are actually weak to fire. Nope, they're not. But they tie to a single fire too anyways. And we get some eye drops. That's a 1 in 16 drop chance from Blind Wolf. So here we get a diamond shield, I will want to use that for later. Doing good, that's nice. Just got done with your written pneumatics test. Interesting, I hope that went well. So those wall mages do exactly what you expect them to do. They have wall as an innate status effect. So kinda tricky to take on. Alright. I'm going to switch over to an ice rod here. Because as usual the lizards are weak to ice. But this should be a pretty good encounter to nuke here. Oh, the wolves are in fact weak to fire. But I didn't switch to the fire rod, that's why it was less damage than I anticipated it would be. A little fun fact, in order to keep track of enemy health, I just use the button combination with the Windows key R plus R, and then just type in calc for calculator. And I'm so used to that doing now that sometimes at the end of Final Fantasy V sessions, I have like 5 or 6 separate instances of calculator open because I keep opening new ones rather than just using the previous ones. For some reason, electricians' studies include pneumatics. Never hurt to know the basics, yeah. I've been surprised quite a few times on how much like basic knowledge of certain subjects actually ended up being useful in some capacity. To be fair, a lot of the time not necessarily in the context that it was initially taught / supposed to be relevant, but still the concept holds true. Alrighty. Welcome to Extap's Castle. Encounters in here are somewhat dangerous overall, and with the slower speed of a Black Mage, I want to be a bit more careful than usual, I guess. Especially if we run into wall mages, because there's not really a good way to deal with wall mages. And here we have actually an interesting case. I wonder if their break works against these guys. So these magic dragons have almost 3000 HP, not quite. Oh nice, it does work. And they do give pretty good experience and have a chance to give elixirs when you kill them. So they are nice. However, because they have so much HP and no elemental weakness we can take advantage of, it is a bit awkward trying to deal with them overall. Also, these dark wizards are pretty dangerous overall. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to take the physical damage from enemies, but I'm equipping a wall ring instead. Because these dark wizards, if they are faster than me, that is a huge danger, because they can confuse me. And getting confused as a black mage is super bad, as we learned already. Alright, so this would be the best encounter for experience. Except that, well, how do we even properly deal with these enemies, I suppose? Let's see how much damage Fire 3 deals to all enemies. 1000. But that would not be sufficient to knock them out in 2 more attacks. In the second turn, these magic dragons like to use Hero 3. I think I'm just gonna single target them. It would be 2 more spell casts for all of them to die, but 3 if I single target. But the idea is that, ouch, they deal so much with— I'm going to die. Hang on, I need to run. They deal so much physical damage if we don't block the attacks that I'm likely going to get knocked out here. So maybe I should stay outside for grinding, I suppose. Oh, that's really not good. That's really not good. Good block, Ferris. Okay. That's super spooky in here. Back attacks of that nature are very deadly. If I didn't have the Guardian Dagger equipped, I would be straight up dead. Okay. I'm just curious whether Ice 3 is sufficient for single target. It is. So don't have to worry about the chance for Break to kill them. I do want to, however, equip the Guardian Dagger again. Oh dear. There's 2 elixirs we can get in this castle, so I think that should be sufficient in the long run. Also, we are immune to the goo. Hooray. Alright, fun fact, these Adama Golems are weak to lightning damage. Also, the only way these wall mages attack is by casting their spells on themselves. So in fact, I suppose there is a decent way of taking them out. Because we can do the exact same thing. We can just go ahead and put a Thunder Rod. And bolt 3 ourselves, which is going to knock out one of the 2 enemies. Then we just do that again. Just need to be careful not to attack him with that. And hey, C-colon backslash. Thank you for the good luck. I can use it. I hope you're doing well. Pretty good at that to say for experience. But a lot more dangerous than outside. And actually not really any more experience than outside. But hey, maybe it's also more interesting. There's one elixir. The chest on the right through the wall contains a gale bow. I wonder how interesting it is to take out these guys. The gale bow has a chance of using X-Fight whenever you attack. So that can be really, really good. X-Fight is 4 attacks with 50% attack power that never miss and ignore enemy defense. Kind of ridiculously good. Alright, just 2 bolt 3s. And the fairies gained a level. Nice. Also apparently they have a chance to drop Phoenix Downs. I had no idea. I don't think it's the... Yeah, the Dark Wizards are not the ones that drop Phoenix Downs. Alright. Chest on the left contains a Knight Sword that deals ice-based damage. The chest on the right is a Ninja Sword that is... Wait, excuse me, a Samurai Sword. That is actually pretty good overall. This is very dangerous. We are going to use the... Where's my Ice Rod? Do I have it equipped? No. There's the Ice Rod. So with Ice 3 we should be able to one-shot the Red Dragon. The blue dragons are definitely rather dangerous. We did not one-shot it. Yeah, I should keep running honestly. Running away from dragon encounters is actually pretty difficult. Don't use Snowstorm, please. Okay. That would have been good experience. Except that it's really dangerous. Either way, the chest on the right contains a Samurai Sword. I don't think it has any particularly special properties. It is just a Samurai Sword. The chest on the right I think is money. I don't really care about money. Oh, it's an elixir. No, I do care about elixirs. Would such a bow be good for the thief in SSCC? Yes, it would be amazing for a thief, actually. Unfortunately, thieves cannot equip bows in Final Fantasy 5. They can equip boomerangs, that's a separate type of weapon. Chest on the left contains a bunch of money. I really don't care about money, I just want to get out of this room, because this room contains a lot of dragons, and dragons are both very difficult to run away from and deal a ton of damage if they ever get to hit us. Yep, yellow dragons are no exception to that rule. You can nuke them pretty efficiently. But I'm pretty sure this is not enough to two-shot them. They have, I think, 7,000 HP. Yep, we're running. Ow. Well, wait, let me correct this. We're trying to run here. But yellow dragons are not particularly receptive to the idea of me trying to run away here. Rain heals were more than the high potion. Ouch. Hey, we managed to run away. Yeah, throwing weapons are boomerangs. Bows are, well, bows. Okay, we get a preemptive strike on them. Wonder whether you can confuse these things. Either way, we're gonna try and run away while casting Ice 3. We do get one turn before they attack. Actually, we might be able to two-shot it if we get high enough damage rolls here. Ow. Oh. Let's see, we might get lucky here. Nope, that's not quite enough. And we don't survive a second one, and we're dead. Yeah. Pretty unlucky to get into that encounter twice in a row, I dare to say. But the Gale Bow is amazing for any class that is not specifically a ranger. It is decent for a ranger too, like it's not bad. But classes that don't normally get to equip the bow would benefit immensely from being able to get that weapon. Emphasis on wood. Alright. Single red dragons we should be able to knock out reasonably quick. You know, also since I don't one-shot them anyways with an Ice Rod equipped, I should just cast Ice 3 twice with a Guardian Dagger. That way you have an additional chance of blocking physical attacks. And then don't have to menu back for it. Alright, this is the encounter that is the easiest to run away from in the entire area here. That's a good thing. I'm starting to think it was a mistake, not just leveling to the appropriate level. Then again, we can't just try X-Def at the level we arrive at him. Although below 1400 maximum HP is going to be super sketchy. We'll see. I actually don't know what kind of things Mortar Drives do against spells. I do believe they can actually counterattack physical attack. So I don't know why these weird Vega looking type enemies are called Mortar Drive. But yeah, they have 3300 HP. They have an elemental weakness to lightning, ice and fire. They're immune to poison. Oh. Alright. Sure. If I equipped the elemental rod, I actually would have one-shot them. I was just thinking keeping the Guardian Dagger equipped to block the physical attacks, but turns out that was not really all that necessary. We are mostly safe against the Dark Wizard. The only thing it can do to hurt us is cast Drain. which is solid damage against us. But everything else, it just gets reflected. Again, they're the reason why I have the reflect ring on in the first place, and considering that this is not the biggest concern, actually I'm gonna equip the flame ring. That way I can even heal myself around here. Maybe that's better. Oh no, the food box is empty. So one of the chests on the right contains a ton of money, the other chest contains a double lance. The double lance is classified as a boomerang type weapon, and thus can only be used by thieves, ninjas and mimes. But it's a really good weapon, it attacks twice. More specifically, the way it works is it has a 100% chance to attack twice. And, well, it has pretty good attack power as well. And in fact, it is in fact better than a lot of late game daggers, even the best ones overall. Just purely because... I'm gonna die here. Just purely because the nature of that weapon. Okay, Fairies knocked herself out of the thing. We might not die, but chances are pretty high we will. Low tier, oh dear. Hey, we didn't die. Alright, where was I? Partisan, that's a weapon for... I think Pinwheel is a throwing weapon for a ninja. Weapon for a dragoon. It's empty. Yep, this is why I normally keep the wall ring equipped, that way they confuse themselves. And this would knock Ferris out if she casts Lightning 3, but with the Flame Ring I have all negate ice. So... lucky for now, I guess. I need a wall ring again here. Alright, as mentioned before, I'm just gonna lose my float anyways here, because I need to recover my MP somehow, and I don't really have that many ethers to work with. Charm! Let me help you with that charm. Alright. Goodbye. Now, my goal was to level around here. Let's just see how well, or well, not so well, that's going to work, shall we? In fact, I'm going to go back into the dragon room. With a flame ring, we are mostly well guarded against them. Well, except for the yellow dragons. We can't really deal with yellow dragons at all. But both blue and red dragons, we should be able to defeat. Okay, that's an interesting encounter. The Adama Golem is weak to lightning, and we can probably... I don't actually know whether they all die to a single bolt 3. Life 2. So whenever you defeat one of these red rabbits, they will cost life 3. Life basically on one of their allies at random. They don't know which of their allies may or may not be dead, so they just cost life 3 on a random target. Kind of silly. So basically it could be that they just cast it on themselves, which doesn't do anything because technically while casting they're still alive. Alright, so that's a solid encounter that we can take on no problem. Let's see what else we can get around here. I probably should equip the Guardian Dagger again. Since the Adama Golem does not die to multi-target bolt 3, we might as well just keep the Guardian Dagger equipped. Preemptive Strike. Alrighty, so this is a fun one. This is not one blue dragon. This is 3 blue dragons. And let me see, they have basically 7000 HP, to be as precise, 6900. They give pretty good experience. They do not have any elemental weaknesses, but I'm pretty sure we can break them. Yep, alright. And what they like to do is cast Snowstorm or Blaze, which we are immune to thanks to the Flame Ring. They're also level 38, so the chance to hit break is not that great, but it should be pretty solid overall. Well, that's the theory anyways. Ow. If we get hit by both again, I will die, so I'm just gonna heal here. Whereas you need to block these attacks. I think that would be pretty important overall. But yeah, if you ever gotten into an encounter here, wondering why one blue dragon attacks so ridiculously fast and is really dangerous, this is why. It's actually 3 blue dragons, even though the game makes absolutely no indication that this is the case. Except for the shadow. The shadow looks really weird. You might notice that one. We are level 38, still ways to go. And this is worst case scenario. I'm just gonna heal myself while trying to run away from this one. Which actually, they will get a double turn eventually. Which means what I should do is I should wait until they get to attack again before they get the double turn. And hope that I survive 2 turns in a row, but at least it's more controlled. Alright, I'm actually pretty okay with this encounter overall. As long as they don't all hit. You need to block some of these fairies, otherwise you will die. Ooh, that's not good at all. Ice, please? Alright, that's good. Snowstorm would deal a lot of damage, but... Ooh. Ooh, oh, okay. That's more damage than anticipated. Ice Storm deals a lot of damage. But we are immune to it, thanks to our Flame Ring. Good block. Alright, Blaze doesn't affect us. Nice, alright. Definitely rather dangerous here. Fairies, you need to hit that. Oh, they have 30% magic evasion. But a chance to hit that, not so great. Still probably better than multi-targeting spells? I don't actually know. 360 was one of the damage rolls from them, so I do survive 2 attacks. Nice, that went overall pretty well. 7,500 experience. Which, by the way, if you have watched the Beastmaster run just before this, the Beastmaster run got very easily 10,000 experience per encounter guaranteed with basically no risk of dying. So that is the power of the Beastmaster, being able to grind ridiculously efficiently. That was before you get anywhere close to this castle. Well, basically just at the beginning of World 2. Preferably after you clear the other place, the Hiryu area. Alright, so this is interesting. Because If the Wall Mage wasn't in this encounter, we actually would be able to deal with them pretty efficiently here. But there's a Wall Mage in this encounter. And I don't really have a way to deal with the Wall Mage. Like, we can easily take care of the Twin Lizard here. As it is weak to ice. But the Wall Mage, I guess I can equip the Dancing Dagger to try to get some MP out of it. But hey, fun fact. If you confuse a Wall Mage, instead of them casting Bolt 2 or Bolt 1 on themselves, they will start casting Ice 3, Bolt 3 and Fire 3 on themselves. Which, the irony of that is, it's a lot more dangerous. But hey, might as well go for it. Good dance. Thank you for the heal. Oh, then there's confused. That's not good. And there's Bolt 3, the one spell that we don't resist. And there's half my HP gone. I think the reasonable thing to do is just to heal here. And hope that he chooses Ice or Fire 3 instead. Is he faster than me? Okay, he actually does do a physical attack on himself. I wonder what the probability of each of these attacks is, because I don't actually know. I think he stopped doing anything. By the way, if you have a thief in your party and you're still looking for wall rings, these guys here, they have a guaranteed steal of a wall ring. However, it's the rare steal still, which means the probability of stealing it is kind of low. So what you can in theory do is you can put these wall mages to sleep and put everybody else to sleep that doesn't have steal, and then you just hold down the A button while you're trying to steal from them the entire time. It works surprisingly well. Alright, I actually like the dragons better overall for trying to grind out experience. And we are reasonably close, I suppose. Definitely pretty interesting to try and not die here. You know what? After this grinding session we're gonna go for Gilgamesh and next step and just see how it goes. Oh, that's the worst one. Yeah, Thunder deals 25% of your maximum health and damage. And because these enemies here, these allies here have not much maximum HP, of course they don't take much damage from that. Kind of the silly thing about them being low level, they just take basically no damage from that ability or attack. Ow. Wonder how common a double yellow dragon encounter is around here. Because potentially it might be more efficient to go back further. Let me actually see. Yellow dragon. Iron Giant. Oh, that's a different area. Adama Golem, Dark Wizard, Wall Mage, Yellow Dragon. Single Yellow Dragon? I haven't seen a single yellow. Oh, that's the previous area. Okay, so this is one of the common encounters, alongside Mortar Drives and Dark Wizards. Now you're craving spaghetti and meatballs. Oh, I hope we can get some. That would be nice. Alright, so this is a common encounter here. We could backtrack a little bit for the common and other uncommon encounters. But I think overall the encounter set's slightly more favorable here, plus I don't have to walk as far, which is kind of the bigger issue, I feel. There is, please block some attacks sometime. So we do survive 2 more attacks guaranteed. I'm waiting for them to attack here. Honestly, the biggest problem about this encounter... Wait, do I have the dancing dagger equipped? I have the dancing dagger equipped, don't I? I'm sorry, Ferris, you can't exactly block with that thing. Okay, that's also a common encounter, even if it really didn't feel common until now. And... oh my god. Please don't confuse me. Alright, what we're gonna do is we're gonna use a Thunder Rod and just Ball 3 the Dark Wizard, which is going to knock it out guaranteed. They do have more 3000 HP. And then we're gonna use Ice 3 on the Mortar Drive enemies here. Apparently they have a chance to do nothing on their turn, which is nice. This should knock them out. Right. And we get a Power Staff. That's the Dark Wizard's rare drop. Power Staff is in fact a staff, we can't equip it. It will attack an enemy. If you attack an enemy with the Power Staff, it berserks them. Which is pretty interesting. Because a berserked enemy can't do anything anymore. Aside from doing physical attacks. Oof. We do not have enough maximum HP to survive 2 rounds of critical attacks. Regular physical attacks are actually mostly okay. What I can do is I can cast Rain. That way that guy is a little bit weakened. Subsequently, if I get some more good sets of attacks here, I can... Okay, I have actually a battle plan to fighting these things. Where's my Ice Rod? There it is. Now what I can do is I can Ice 3. That was actually a mistake. I just realized they could both critical and I'm dead. It didn't, so we're fine. Could still happen, I think. Either way, next time I get to attack, I can actually knock out the front yellow dragon. Assuming I'm correct that they have 7000 HP. Block, please. Can't block that. Yeah, let's just hope that this is indeed accurate. Oh, I'm wrong! Oh dear. Ooh, I'm still alive! I don't know how much HP you have, but apparently 1 drain and 2 single target fires are not enough. Welcome to you, Veiled Fury. I hope you're doing well. Okay, that's good, because they're gonna get 2 turns here, I think. Or at least very close to 2 turns. In fact, I'm just gonna wait until they take their turn before I do anything. Thunder. And critical. Okay, we survived the double turn. Barely. Pretty sure it does not have much HP remaining. The range should be fine. Even if it didn't hit is what I mean. Because they have a chance to resist drain here. Okay, drain is fine. There it is, alright, one of them gone. Good. It's a lot sketchier than I hoped it would be. Let's see. Yellow dragons. Okay. They have 1,500 HP more than what I counted for. They have 8,500. So, yeah, we are nowhere close with 2 spell casts. We need guaranteed 3 single target ones. So still not that great. But hey, 5,200 experience, not bad. Not bad at all. I'm not sure it's worthwhile, but something we can do. In fact, it's very much not worthwhile. Then again, running away from them is a pain as well. Ah. It's just not a good option, is there? Preemptive attack. Good. Try to break them. Oh, emphasis on try. Nice block Ferris. 3, 3, 2. Nice. Alright. Should be fine to try and break again. Ooh, that's good. Oh, good. I'm gonna run. I'll try to anyways. Yeah, that's too much damage. If all 3 of them hit me, I'm dead. I have to heal. You know, you could use some blaze or ice attacks in order to not kill me here. I have to heal because 3 crits are killing me. Sure, it's only 1 in 27, but hey, I got a bunch of experience on this run here so far. Snowstorm, that's good. Okay, Vizu survived 3 crits now, so try to break. Okay, got 1. That's only 2 remaining. And yeah, saving often and frequently definitely helps in this game. It's not easy, but at the same time, once you know what you're doing, it's actually very rewarding to be able to exploit different weaknesses and strengths and tactics. Welcome to you, Hold Up. I hope you have a nice day so far. Also, worth noting, please mind your language around here. I would appreciate that. It's kind of, as a general rule of thumb, keep it family friendly, please. Not like I'm an angel, I don't mind, but I like to keep the channel like that. It's okay. Ow. Yeah, we need to heal. You're actually gonna get a double turn very soon. Oh, I didn't account for that. I did not account for running out of MP. Use an elixir? Yeah, that's the safest thing to do. I did not think about that at all. I was just going to go here until I gain a level, but apparently that was not a good idea. Well, there goes 1 elixir. To be fair, I don't think we really need all of them, but still less than ideal. By the way, just as a heads up, if anybody would like to vote for which solo character challenge we tackle next, feel free to vote on the straw poll that I just posted in chat here. You don't have Phoenix Downs? I do. But you can't exactly... Oh! I was about to say, you can't exactly use them against blue dragons, they are not undead. And yes, this is a solo character challenge run. There is certain enemies you can use Phoenix Downs against. But yeah, this is a solo character challenge run, which means I'm just trying to complete the game with just one character with specifically one job. In this case the Black Mage, and nothing else. Thank you for the heal. Bye. I said bye. Goodbye. Let me run. Come on. Username is not receptive to letting me go. You know what I can try? Let me actually use a dancing dagger on this guy. Because if I confuse him, that's good. If I absorb MP, that's good. If I absorb HP, that's good. The only thing I actually don't want to see is a physical attack. Which is really because normally that's kind of what you want. Yeah, I'm not the first one to do these little character challenges, but I don't think there is like many others that have streamed or videos of them. Sure, why not? Oh, now I can't heal myself. Oh wait, I can. That's so backwards. Alright, in order to heal myself, I need to cast Fire 3 on the Wall Mage, so it bounces back over to me. And this is the one spell I really don't want to see. Maybe with Giltos? I mean, Giltos is pretty good. Samurai is one of the best solo characters. You already have Wall, you can't do that. Well, I mean, you can, but it doesn't work. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna equip Thunder Rod and just Bolt 3 to myself. Bounces back and knocks out one of the enemies anyways. Okay, turns out it was this guy this time. I have a slight suspicion that Wall Mages do not actually use anything but Bolt 3 specifically when they are confused. So, I learned something today. Could you give me a wall again, please? Oh, he doesn't have enough MP. Huh, that's silly. That also means he doesn't have enough MP for wall. He might still be able to cast fire 1 or 2, but that's about it. I do a lot of mages that just slash at each other at this point, because they are out of magic. Well, I'm not, but not a particularly easy way to deal with this guy without having wall myself. Alright, that works. And we gained the level. And we're actually pretty close to mastering the Black Mage job, which is quite interesting. And equip the Guardian Dagger. We're level 40. 3 more levels for my designated max. You know what? I'm just gonna go now. Level 40 is fine. Not divisible by 3 either, is it? No. 39. Alright, we're recovering my MP, knocking out my allies again, and then we're going to start into the 2 boss fights here. One is going to be, before we even get to XDEF, we want to defeat Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh, by the way, don't have to fight, it's optional. But at the same time, might as well. Hit yourself, hit this one, and hit yourself. I did not do that right, did I? Rain. Don't try to hit fairies, guys, that's silly. Charm, fire. Wrong guy. Come on. Well, wrong guy again. Oh well. There we go. hopefully there isn't level 5 to death involved. Yeah, that's not a concern here, but it can be a concern. Alrighty. Fully heal. I'm gonna go ahead and equip the wall ring, just in case we get it to encounter before anything else. And let's go. So, the next boss we're going to be facing is Gilgamesh. And Gilgamesh is pretty annoying to deal with. In fact, he's usually more annoying rather than dangerous in most regular, like, runs of this game if you have multiple characters, but in a solo character challenge run, he is actually mildly dangerous. He does have a lot of status effects and status draining moves, and he is overall just kind of a monster. Plus, he is ridiculously fast. He's even faster than the previous times. So, yeah. I'm going to actually go with an Elf Cape rather than the Flame Ring, because that gives me a better chance to block some physical attacks. Okay, let's see. We need to deal 13,000 damage to him in order to push him into his dialogue phase, where we are still not technically safe yet. We need to survive a few more turns. So first turn, he can use Sonic Wave, Fight, or Tiny Song. We really don't want to see Sonic Wave. Tiny Song is actually mostly quite alright. So then, I'm going to... He's not weak against anything in particular. We can use any elemental spells. Let's just use Bolt 3 because I have a Lightning Bolt. Alright, 3,679. And Strange Dance puts us to sleep. So we hope for a physical attack, so we wake up again. Thank you. Please don't do that again. Frog Song. Alright, we're a frog now. That's actually a bit of a problem because we can't cast spells while we're a frog. Well, it's not true. We can cast Toad while we're a frog. But I'm going to use a Maiden's Kiss to have the same effect, to just remove the frog status. Alright. Next is Rocket Punch, Fight Frog Song. We really don't want to see Rocket Punch because that confuses us, and unless we did a physical attack here, we're dead. And now we need to get lucky that we survive whatever he throws next to us, and we didn't. So yeah, Gilgamesh is really, really fast and has a lot of status effects. So we need to get lucky to get enough spells in. We deal a ridiculous amount of damage. The problem is just surviving until so we can actually deal that damage in the first place. Da 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 da. Whoa, whoa. Nice. Yeah, the music is really good here. Alright, Elf Cape again. You can see why Elf Cape. The alternative would be having the Flame Ring equipped in order to heal myself via Fire 3. But the problem is that I just don't get turns at times. So, by the way, we have basically 1 in 3 chance that I will just reset this encounter right here. Okay, Tiny Song is alright. So Tiny Song actually means we don't have as much physical defense, but funnily enough, it doesn't really matter. Like, we take a little bit more physical damage now, but beyond that, I don't mind being tiny. Bolt 3, 3783. We just hope that we block some attacks via the Elf Cape, which is a 1 in 3 chance. I'm gonna attack here. I wanna get more damage in. Because if I manage to attack 2 more times, we win. Well, not win yet. We resisted Frog Song, that's good. And yeah, I'm just... Alright, here we have a problem. He's gonna get 2 turns. He's gonna get 2 turns here if I attack. I could wait until he gets his move and then heal afterwards. Or I heal right now. What is the better option? Offense, no risk, no fun. I mean, we've gotten really unlucky with blocking physical attacks, but really, the longer the fight goes on, it's true, the more stuff they can throw at me. Nice, we finally blocked one. 2. Okay, we can push him into his next phase here. He's gonna get a double turn again if we do. So this is where he has his dialogue, and he's going to get an attack at the end of his dialogue, and then he has his next attack immediately after too. Nice, good block first. He actually gets 3 turns here. We could die. We did die. Ah, so close. That was basically the last one in his dialogue sequence. That would have... Basically after that he has a longer break and we actually get to do stuff. Unlucky? Nah, that's like... It would have been lucky if we survived, not unlucky that we died, to be fair. I mean, speaking for a purely probability standpoint, I guess it was unlucky that it was just at the end there. Oh, by the way, what you can do is you can throw soft at these guys. Soft are also known as gold needles, which remove petrification. And if you remove the petrification from a golem enemy, well, they are dead. Just a little fun fact. How can Kara still answer Gilgamesh? Oh, they're just taking a nap. They're just briefly getting woken up for the cutscenes, it's fine. Alright, Ferris, you need to be a bit better about blocking the physical attacks this time, please. At least the initial ones. But yeah, I think I have to basically heal to full before we trigger phase 2. Otherwise we are just not in good shape. Tiny song, that's alright. Ish. Oh, let's use ice this time. Doesn't really matter which element I use. Aside from one of them has a faster animation than the other. But hey, we just throw icicles at him now. Critical, 360. Alright, good dodge first. Hurricane is critical HP, and if he attacks again, I'm dead. And I'm dead. This actually doesn't matter how much HP you have remaining, if he just does that, I'm dead. Especially in turn 3. 3 and 4, he will get a double attack off, and you just hope that he don't die during it. That's kind of all there is. Also, what I should do is I should rearrange my inventory, because as you can see, I get this encounter here every single time after reloading. So what I should do is I should change the starting values by rearranging my inventory and saving again, so I don't get this encounter every time. That would actually help. Alrighty, Elf Cape. Let's go. I have a slight case of deja vu right here. Flash. Flash is actually perfectly fine, because that blinds us. Which, by the way, blind does work in this game, unlike other Final Fantasies. But since we don't really care about it, for physical attack purposes, we're perfectly fine with that. Guardian Dagger and remove the frog, because we can't cast spells while a frog. Time Slip would be horrible if we get hit by it, by the way. So we got lucky that we didn't get hit. Because it puts us both to sleep and aging status effect. Because aging status effect just removes our statuses to 1 eventually. We would be dealing effectively no damage anymore. Alright. Wait, what? Oh, okay. We might be able to deal enough damage having a Guardian Dagger equipped right here. And if not, well, we need to heal anyways. Okay, we pushed him into the next phase. Now I have the 50% chance to block physical attacks. I only survived one physical attack though. And he gets like 3 or 4 turns here. Nice, we block this one. Did not block this one. We will die to the next physical attack if it hits. And we did. Was it 25% chance to survive there? If we get hit by 2 attacks or what? Well, then again, he could also just use like his abilities and spells instead once in a while. Which to be fair, him using his physical attacks is preferable over like time slip and such. But still, come on. I guess it was more than a 25% chance to survive. Also, I forgot to rearrange my inventory. Why choose various, or are they all the same? There's slight differences in what stats you gain for each character. They have a different like base value, so to speak. Ferris has the highest speed initially of the 3 characters or 4 characters that you have at the beginning. Which speed is usually preferable, but basically at the end of each solo character challenge run, I let people choose whether we choose Ferris or Butts for our next solo character run. And in this case, well, whoever won the raffle chose Ferris. So here we are. Rock song. That's good. And the reason why it's either Butts or Ferris is because both they are effectively present for most of the boss fights collectively. Ferris is missing one more battle compared to Butts. Ooh, Sonic Wave is horrible. Because now we are having a level half, and all damage calculation heavily is based on levels, which means our damage is going to be a lot less than it was before. Yeah, that is 50% less damage. A little bit less than 50%. Still okay for now. One more spell would do the trick, but... oh well, let's just try. Pushing him into the final phase again. Hopefully he does not use just physical attacks, or, well, we dodged a sufficient amount for once. He'll survive one more physical here. Rock Song, hey! He actually did not just use physicals. Let's see, he can still kill us here. Isn't there a dagger that blocks physical attacks? Yes, I'm switching between dagger and the elemental rods frequently. The reason why I use elemental rods, like the guardian dagger here, the reason why I use the elemental rods is because they boost my attack damage by 50% of the corresponding element. So I use that in order to deal just enough damage to push him into the next phase here. Now that I have both the guardian dagger equipped as well as the Elf Cape, I have a collective 50% chance to block physical attacks. I just didn't get enough luck before this one here to be able to survive it, but now we win. That was a few deaths here. That's alright. So defending here is just the best option because I don't take much damage in this phase either way. Alrighty, we finally managed to defeat Gilgamesh. I'm going to be curious how well we fare against X-Death. But once again, the main reason why I wanted to have like 1600 maximum HP is because I think the vacuum wave is going to deal about 700 damage each time, plus some change. So 1600 would mean we would survive 2 vacuum waves. Alrighty, now we need to walk back without dying. And for that, I'm going to actually equip a wall ring, because if we get into an encounter with the Dark Wizards, and they try to confuse us, that would be very, very bad for us. Goodbye, Gilgamesh. Alrighty. Now, we tackle the final boss here for this area. But this could be super sketchy. But we'll see how exactly it's going to go for us. Alrighty, so we actually do keep the wall ring equipped here, as well as the guardian dagger when entering the boss fight. I am, however, going to equip the Magus hat for slightly more physical defense, as well as more magic power. This will grant me the ability to deal slightly more damage, I think anyways. Actually, does 2 magic power make a difference? Hang on. Oh, I just realized I actually did my calculations earlier with 60 magic power, which is only true if I have had the dancing dagger equipped, which that's not a good thing. Because I don't equip the dancing dagger outside of special circumstances. So, let's see, 61 spell power, does that make a difference at level 40? It might. We have a multiplier of 13. What about 59? Spell multiplier of 13. Okay, we have the same spell multiplier, but this is more defense. The main downside of not equipping the gold pin is, of course, we don't have the halved MP cost, but we might be fine anyways. We'll see. Welcome to XDev. And also, welcome everybody to XDev, where, if you have never seen this in a solo challenge, 2 out of 3 times at the beginning of the battle, we're going to be straight up dead. There's not really a whole lot we can do about that, because the Doom Clock will just kill us eventually. Condemn. 30 seconds to leave. Alright, so once we get to that point, I'm gonna go switch over to this. Bolt 3, 3653. 2, 3, 4, 5. I need 5 attacks in order to push him into phase 2. Might not be able to do this unless I take some risks here. Wave. Hello. Welcome to Peanut. Also, this is the reason why I want to have float. I would be floating above the Earthshaker attack here. Either way, yeah, we don't survive 2 vacuum waves. Not really sure how much impact that makes, because there's a plenty of other attacks in between. So, oh well. Cast float? I can't cast float as a black mage. I have to walk outside and confuse one of the birdies in order to ready to cast float on me. And I'm too lazy to walk outside. Float specifically in this game is time magic, and I'm not a time mage. But hey, we have a good equipment setup, or item setup, save file setup, whatever you want to call it. We don't get into encounters while walking over here, so we get to retry pretty quickly. Alrighty. We have the Guardian Dagger equipped for the 1 in 4 chance to block the physical attack that he has to do at the beginning for us to have any chance of surviving here. So let's see how long it's going to take us until we get a good attempt here. Condemn again. I'm actually curious. I'm just going to test out how risky I can play this. That's one spell cast. 810. Oh, I actually need more than 1600 HP. Two. Okay, third turn he gets to attack me again as well. Alright. That's very interesting, actually. They just barely survived that. No matter what he does here, we actually will die at that point, curiously enough, too. So, I feel like the correct move would be go outside and both grab float as well as grab the 3 additional levels that I wanted to. Thank you for the good luck, Kiro. Also, wave. You said it was the wrong redemption, but I'm waving at you anyways. Attempt number 3. After 10 minutes. Well then, good luck to you. Probably not going to win in the meantime. Condemn. Yep, alright. By the way, in case you're curious, a reset does count as a death. Yes. I reset because I would have died. Also, I do need to rearrange my inventory because I keep getting this encounter. I guess I got a different kind of setup earlier. That's fine. Alright, yeah, we keep the wall ring. I was considering Elf Cape for a second there, but I don't think it's overall nearly as good. Actually, I'm gonna see whether I can do anything like that. Hey Nashlax, welcome. How are you doing today? For anybody curious, the randomness, or luck, or RNG, whatever you want to call it in this game, well, I don't really have much of a control on how to, like, knowingly influence it beforehand. If you see the same patterns over and over again, chances are you are in fact hitting the exact same points of RNG every time over and over again. So what I'm doing here now is I am rearranging my inventory to the point where I get more easy access to certain weapons and equipment pieces later. The one downside of me resetting, by the way, is I have to do this. Because the music just goes behind and then for some reason it just stretches the cropping, and I don't know why. Alright. Rearrange my inventory. Also, I wanna start with the Magus hat already equipped, that way I don't have to equip it every time. Okay, so after the next reset I will actually have a good idea as to what kind of RNG we get. At least for the initial part here. This one is going to be completely and entirely random. But for example, I think with the Solo Chemist, it took like, I don't know, 15 or 20 attempts or so until we finally got one round where he didn't instantly start with Condemn. And the Chemist is one character that basically guarantees a victory if he doesn't use Condemn the first turn. But he does. Alright. Let's see. We get an encounter again. Same spot again. Same encounter again. So I need to rearrange my inventory as well, for that to be more appropriate. What does the percentage do? Or... percentage? Chance? Oh, it's a 2 in 3 chance to die here. Purely logically speaking. But randomness for Final Fantasy V is a bit more rigid than that, so yeah. In theory it's a 2 in 3 chance. A 2 in 3 chance for him to cast Condemn, that is. And a 1 in 3 chance to survive. Okay, going to put the tents all the way down here, and actually bring eye drops back up. Once again, basically the starting RNG or randomness or luck, whatever you want to call it, is determined by what my save file is initially. So I'm resetting here, and in theory, I will get the same setup again. Also, I need to reset my capture again. Okay, no encounter here, that's good. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to do a bit of a... I haven't exactly figured out how to manipulate RNG, but in theory, if I open and close my menu 3 times, I should get a similar start most of the time. And if that similar start happens to be, hey, you don't get condemned, I might be able to manipulate my way for getting a stronger beginning here. Hey, we didn't get condemned, so that's a good start. Alrighty, we finally get to get 1 try. So, he's not weak against any element in particular, in fact he's immune to poison. And the best thing we can do is just deal damage to him. He has 32,768 HP if I'm not mistaken. After you bring him below 16,000 HP, he switches to his second AI script, where he will no longer use Condemn, which is kind of the goal. In his second AI script he attacks twice per turn, but also he often throws level 3 elemental spells at us, which is why we actually have the wall ring equipped here in the first place. So, let's see how well we can do. 3, 3, 5, 4. Dynamo is really, really bad for us, because now we have to move in the back row. We do not survive a vacuum wave in the front. While doing anything but attacking, I'm going to equip the Guardian Dagger for the 1 in 4 chance to block physical attacks. Dem is really good, because while it doesn't affect him, it also does not affect me. And he is going to get another attack here. So next turn, he will attack. Either it's going to be Vacuum Wave or regular physical attack. Either way, unless I block it here, I will want to heal up afterwards. So, I want to heal. Next he is Earthshaker or attack. Earthshaker is better because it does less damage overall. At least I think it does. Maybe not. Next turn he can do Vacuum Wave, attack or Flame. Flame is 25% of our maximum health in damage. So we get in some more damage ourselves. So we should survive the next turn. Oof, Vacuum Wave. Next he can... So here's a problem. Next turn, he either does a physical attack, which will kill us 1 in 3 times, or he uses Hurricane, which puts us to critical HP. And because we have HP leak status on us, it will kill us if he hits the Hurricane. So basically, if I heal now, we have a 1 in 3 chance to survive. And if I heal after he attacks, we have a slight chance to survive 2 in 3 times. Or, yeah, we'll see. Hurricane, please. Okay, Hurricane. Immediately cured Elixir, so we heal. Then Zombie Breath is next, hopefully a low roll. Yeah, that was a decent little roll. Alright. Next, we want to cast Bolt 3. That is 3575. I did that wrong. 2 more spell casts in order to push him under the required amount. I really hoped he would go for the bio spell cast here, but he didn't. So he can cast Vacuum Wave next. What I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna attack again, but it's only 1 in 3 chance for Vacuum Wave and a 2 in 3 chance to cast level 3 Flare, which will reflect back. Ah, Vacuum Wave it is, and we lose. Okay, so what this attempt actually tells me is that, as a matter of fact, having just a little bit more maximum HP would have made this more reasonable. So I think, conclusively, we're gonna go back outside. I'm gonna go back outside, grind a little bit, also get float, and I'm not gonna be a dummy to not realize that if I use a cabin, my float is gonna be gone. So that's gonna be my plan here for now. And in this section here, I want the wall add flame ring for maximum survival chance. Alright, we're gonna go back outside. Level 43 is gonna be my goal. I was kind of hoping that we could fight some stuff in here to a reasonable degree, but it doesn't quite work out that well, unfortunately. Okay. We're gonna kill the Dark Wizard first. He does unfortunately not die to multi-target Ice 3. And then he could confuse us, which would be really bad. So yeah. A little bit more maximum HP would have actually meant in a number of cases that I could safely attack rather than just chance whether I die or not instead. So I feel like it is warranted to just go outside for now. Also, as you can see, the floor does deal quite a bit of damage. It is 1/16 of my maximum HP every time I take a step in the goo. So without float, that is quite a bit of damage. So now we're in the dragon room. We hopefully don't get ambushed by dragons, or at least not too many. I have the flame ring hood, right? Okay, that's not dragons, but actually this might be worse. Okay, it's not worse, because the wizard did not cast a spell. Survive. Guaranteed now. Hey yeah, Biscuit, welcome. Thank you for the good luck. I can use it. Thinking about it, maybe 1700 maximum HP would be better in this specific instance, because it gives us a better chance to survive the vacuum wave overall. I mean, I could just knock out this encounter here. It's so weird to me that the wall mage is the biggest problem of the bunch here, rather than anything else. You know what? I'm just gonna cast green until he is gone. Or I'm gonna try anyways. Alright. I felt like it was a really good attempt against XF just a moment ago. But also, what the additional levels are going to do for us is they will help just ever so slightly to have a better chance at defeating XDF with just 4 spellcasts rather than 5. Is that right? Wait, my calculation might be wrong. I didn't write down my calculation. Oh no. I will have to redo it. What's XDF stats anyways? Okay, XDF in XDF's castle has 25 magic defense. So that means my spells have 160 attack power baseline against XDF. Consequently, okay, 160 weapon attack power, magic based against an enemy with 0 defense. Actually, well, whatever. Gonna 185. Alrighty, let's see. plus a 50% boost would be... Wait, the boost is before... Wait, when is the... Hang on. Does anybody know whether the magic boost is before or after defense reduction? Hey Epimeth, welcome. How are you doing today? Time for Gilgamesh, apparently. I think it's before, so I get additional 50% for the elemental bonus. Ow. Time for me to equip the wall ring again, I suppose. I really don't want to get confused by these black warlocks. They are called dark wizards, but my brain just turned it into black warlocks. Maybe that's the Game Boy Advance name for these guys. That's entirely possible. Either way, we're gonna go to the wall ring. That way they are going to be no issue. Also, I need to look up magic damage parameters. Magic damage parameters. Here we go. Elemental. Immunity, weakness. The targets absorb, immunity, half, weakness. Both have elemental weakness. This half, shields, nothing. Alright, this is not what I'm looking for here. Give me just a moment. Magic up, maybe? Is what I'm looking for? I don't know. I'm gonna try and walk outside while I'm looking this stuff up. This is why we have the wall ring equipped. The funny thing is, the Dark Wizards being confused is actually more dangerous than... Why did I walk down here? That's silly. Also, yes, there's another way you can go through the wall. Basically, they could cast instant death of some kind onto their wall mage buddy, and it will kill me as well, because of the nature of the thing. I don't have a good way of healing here. Ziggle magic parameters. Hit determination for magic. Spell damage formula. Calculate. I don't know. How much damage did I deal? Like 3,600 2x death? So let's see, if I give my baseline attack of 185 a 50% boost, times 1.5, 277-ish. On the down as usual, at level 40 I would deal... Yeah, actually that seems to be pretty close. Alright, fair enough. So average is 3766 at level 44. Wait, I'm gonna go with 61 spell power here. Level 44... 3766. 66. 2, 3, 4. Okay. 4 attacks are actually nowhere close enough. But 4 attack... Oh, I remember now. Oh, okay. Sorry. I just kind of keep stumbling over my own words and over myself. So, now I remember what the problem was. Now I finally remember. So, the catch was, if XDF casts level 3 Flare on himself, he will deal almost exactly 1000 damage. So, consequently, if I can get within 1000 damage of the necessary, well, damage done in range, he can knock himself out with that, or well, into the second phase, which would be perfect in the end. So, what this means is that I want to deal about 15,800-ish damage in 4 attack spells. And on average, I will be able to do this at level 47. Which might as well be my final level for the game in theory. Although I kinda doubt that. We will probably just kill more stuff along the way. Either way, I think that level 47 should be a pretty solid way to go about things, honestly. Also, I think we are out of the Black Wizard territory, so I can equip my health cape again. Hello, Peanut. As far as we can tell, it's applied before the enemy defense comes in, but been a while since navigated the algorithm document. I see, thank you, Happy. That pretty much mostly confirms it. I just can't find the spot right now in the algorithms guide where that's the relevant part of it. Are you doing some clever encounter strat? Or just making sure your level is right? Oh no, level, it's basically just for figuring out how much damage I do on average at specific levels in this case. So if he casts level 3 Flare, it will get reflected because I have a wall ring anyways, and my level doesn't matter for that. And it will just push him below the threshold, which is perfect. So basically, I need to get 5 spell attacks in, and at level 47, I'm almost guaranteed to be able to do that if he casts level 3 Flare. What I'm doing is effectively just optimizing my chances to win. The Omega solo challenge. I don't think we're gonna do Omega. But hey, Magus, welcome. I hope you're doing well. Omega would not quite work, I don't think. Well, I mean, I suppose if you level up to 99, you have a chance to defeat Omega technically. Alright, where was I? Oh yeah, I wanted to land in some place in order to grind. I do believe actually in my solo Geomancer I ended up grinding on the islands in the southeast of the continent. So of course I'm going to go northeast in order to get to the southeast. Did I miss it? I know. We're almost there. So I think this set of islands here was really good for encounters and leveling maybe? We'll figure it out in just a moment here. I don't even know what exactly occurs here. But I thought it was actually technically better inside the forest, but I couldn't do that with the Geomancer due to the Gaia set. Alright, what are these enemies here? We have... I can't read the names. Let's just use Ice 3. So Hedgehog and Shadow. Let's see. Hedgehog... Okay, they all died in one ice spell. They're not weak to it. That is 3,500 experience for one spell cast. So I dare to say pretty efficient. Hedgehog has only 1000 HP. How much HP does Shadow have? Shadow only had 1000 spells, so we did not deal like... A 3-man is probably weak to fire. No, actually... wait. We'll see. I don't know. I need my... thing equipped. 3-man. They have 2000 HP, I saw that earlier. They are indeed weak to fire. I don't actually need to equip the Flame Rod for this one though. Let's just see how far we can go with Guardian Dagger and Elf Cape. The forest on this island should have worth 3 encounters, I believe, assuming it's the island chain on the south edge of the map. I don't think it's 3. Wait, there's a sleepy here? Wait, there's a sleepy here? I didn't think you could encounter sleepies until World 3. The reason why I'm surprised is basically because I did not use them with the Beastmaster, because I didn't realize I could get one of them. Also, they unfortunately don't die to a Fire 3 without the boost, so I will have to switch for Sleepies. I don't even remember what I wanted to use on Sleepy for, but I just thought I couldn't get one. Wait. Alright, so hear me out. What I could have done with the Beastmaster is I could have done a true solo character challenge against Atmos, of all things, catching a Sleepy here, and then reflecting Lightning 1 off of my own health wall ring in order to deal damage to Atmos. I don't think I would have enough health potions for that, but theoretically you could do it. Time to redo everything. No. Yeah. By the way, I had no idea there were sleepers here. That's very interesting. You can farm Alexis in World 1 to prepare for that. I mean, you're not wrong. You can also farm Alexis in World 2 here. A horde of sleepies. Yeah, I had no idea there were sleepies in this area. As I said, I thought you couldn't get them until World 3. Yeah, that's a problem. Okay, we actually don't want to encounter sleepies. For this reason exactly. Are you gonna keep doing that? Could he berserk the sleepy, please? I can't do anything. Like, I can't even run away. Oh my goodness. They take their name a little too serious here. I feel like they should be called Sandman. Okay, sleep is no longer going to put me to sleep. Thank you, Mr. Treeman. I appreciate that. I don't know why, but Treeman just, or Mr. Treeman just kind of reminded me of Mr. Freeman. Has anybody ever seen the YouTube series Freeman's Mind? I only kind of stumbled upon the channel recently, and after watching all the other videos I decided to take a look at them too. And while it's not entirely my sense of humor, I think it's actually quite fascinating overall. Yeah. The chance of not getting put to sleep by these guys is pretty minimal. Let's actually see what encounter we get on the plains instead of in the forest. Oh, that's interesting. Old money and cure beasts. This is actually a really good encounter overall for experience and also chance of elixirs. What? I think bold monies are weak to ice, if I'm not mistaken. Bold money, elemental no, they absorb lightning. They don't have a particular elemental weakness. 1300 HP. Let me see whether Guardian Dagger is going to be sufficient. Or do I need the Fire Rod for these? Ooh, just barely not. I would need an additional magic multiplier in order to be able to use that. Very close though. When do I get my next magic multiplier? I have currently level 41. I think I just got 41, didn't I? Level 60 spell power. 41. 43 is when I can switch over to Guardian Dagger here. Bling. Also, I think that was a host. I don't really know who hosted because Twitch for some reason doesn't show that to me on my dashboard. But thank you, I appreciate that. And welcome to anybody who may have joined us. I hope you're doing well. Here, bold money. Oh no. Okay, so we had that problem as a Geomancer as well, where Geomancer was just barely not fast enough to knock them out or attack them before we got attacked themselves. Hey, and also we finally get our Black Mage level 7 ability. That took a long time, but now we can increase our maximum MP by 30%. Frankly, you would not usually equip that on a Black Mage anyways, or any character for that matter. Most of the time, outside of very special circumstances, because there's just not much of a reason to. Unless you're playing a solo character challenge run. Why do I have the air lance equipped? When did I do that? Oh, I only have 59 magic power. Level 45 it is, I guess. Let's see, if I equip the Dancing Dagger, do I have enough agility to go before the bold money's gone? Just equip the Dancing Dagger and switch, but then I have to do this every single time. Ow. I'm lazy. You know, the problem is less about having to switch in battle, so that's just kind of, well, I'm gonna just do that. Oh, they're still faster. I don't think Dancing Dagger helps, because I feel like there's a slight delay until the magic spell actually goes off. I don't have the elf cape on? Oh, I got optimized equips, that's why. I forgot. Wow, I was wondering, why do I have not the thing equipped that I thought I equipped? Well, because if you get a new job, or equip a new ability for a job, you optimize your equipment. And it completely escaped my mind, because you don't normally get that in solo challenges. Thank you, Magus. So in theory we have one more agility. So I should be faster than these things, right? Let's just use ice, because I don't know where my fire rod went. Nope, still slower. Unless I get lucky and get the 50-50, in which case one agility is not gonna make a difference, because they will have a -1. Alright, we're just gonna stick to the fire god. Also, what I'm gonna do, the next opportunity, I'm gonna break 2 lightning rods, because they are starting to really annoy me with the menu management. Here, you get a thunder rod in your head. Setting really doesn't come into play. Nope. How much MP do we have left? 74. Yeah, I got annoyed. Well, something like that. It's just annoying if the equipment just keeps rearranging itself in ways I don't want it to, because... yeah, I forgot about that part. Oh well. Because they just happen to... be... in a specific formation with multiple stacks. Alright, also, I remember now what I normally do with the second Guardian Dagger. The reason I pick it up is for later, in World 3, for Sandworm. Sandworm? Antlion. But what I should do is I should equip the second Guardian Dagger here on Butts. That way he can knock himself out guaranteed with a slightly higher attack power. And the second Guardian Dagger is gone out of my inventory for now. Basically, if you have a weapon you want to equip and you have more than one of them, it basically gets rather awkward when switching weapons overall. So now I can finally switch more freely. Then again, I'm not switching anymore. Let's go. Now we should be just kind of set into a grinding rut. I think Lightning 3 would be better animation or more shorter animation for slightly faster grinding. But the problem of that would of course be the traditional case of these things are immune to lightning. It's so rare for it to matter whether you have one or two more or less agility. It turns out this is one of these cases. Do we actually one-shot a turtle if Fire 3 multi-target? I don't think we do. Let's see. Ha, we do. Okay, I don't even have to switch anything around. Ice 3 is clearly the slowest animation, so that's that. With how stats works in this game, every point is very valuable. It definitely can be. It's just, with specifically agility, having slightly more makes in this specific case would just help us go before the enemies, so we don't have to wait for their turns. Like, it doesn't even... I don't even really worry about them dealing too much damage. I have plenty of high potions. Not an issue. It's more about the speed of how quick this just goes by in the end. We gained a level. Where is it, level 42? But did I say 47 was the goal? That is when we should have a really high probability of being able to defeat X-Def with just one condemn cycle, without having to survive a second one. Which, by the way, is kind of the ultimate goal of a lot of solo characters. Being able to push X-Def at the end of World 2 here into... Hey, Elixir! Into his second phase before he gets to his second condemn attack. Did I calculate that with the correct gear? Probably. I think it was 61 magic power. Which I'm going to equip the Magus hat. And no Elf Cape, so let's see. Elf Cape is 60 magic power, so that's -1. Magus hat is +1 is 61, so yes, I did actually. That's a fair question. So at 61, my average damage is going to be enough to push him into his second phase if he casts level 3 Flare. With just 5 spell casts. If I get low rolls, it's not gonna be enough. Funnily enough, before that, if I get high rolls enough, I actually push him the same way. But it's just, on average, more likely that it will work out. You do remember making 500 mistakes in Omega calculations with Black Mage? Because you got a lot of options. Yeah, that's fair. One of the silliest mistakes I made in a previous session for Black Mage was I was wondering, wait, is my formula wrong, or why does the black flame, does the damage to black flames with fire 2 not suffice in order to kill them? Turns out what I did is I completely forgot to subtract the multi-targeting modifier to the attack. So I was just wondering why I was dealing only about half as much damage as I expected to do based on my calculation. I was just being a doofus. As you would expect, I guess. It stumped me for, I think, like a solid 10 to 15 minutes until I finally realized that. And I felt pretty silly afterwards. Well, that happens. By the way, Magus, do you like puzzle games? Lots of things to have to keep in mind when planning stuff, indeed. To be fair, for the most part, for solo challenges, I can just plan during the grinds, because there's almost guaranteed going to be a grind in some form or another. Sometimes I'm too lazy to even do it then and just kind of space out because I can. But it's pretty intriguing. But in other solo challenges like the Beastmaster, I really want to plan ahead because potentially there's a beast that is no longer available for later, so I have to just grab it right then and there. Makes it interesting. You don't go out of your way to play them? That's fair. I was just thinking of a certain co-op puzzle game that might be interesting. How much experience is this here anyways? I did not even check. It might technically be better to fight in the forest anyways. Another elixir, but here I get elixirs. Oh, maybe not. Oh yeah, it was because of the 5 gold money encounters where the forest was better. No, that doesn't make sense. It's optimal if these guys just berserk themselves. Because that way they don't get a turn. But yeah, honestly, the biggest surprise to me is there are sleepies here. I had no idea there were sleepies here. Actually, it's more accurate to say that I forgot that there are sleepies here. We gained another level. But that would have been such a silly thing to do with the Beastmaster. To use a sleepy to put Atmos to sleep and then just whack myself with the Blitz Whip in order to defeat Atmos. Now I'm wondering how much damage that would deal. Actually, it might not even work. Hang on, how much defense does Atmos have? Magic defense. Okay, never mind, it wouldn't even work. Because we would have a magic defense of 20 to deal with an attack power of the whip with 15. Which is not enough. But in theory, I could have put Atmos to sleep after like 2 or 3 comets and hope for dancing dagger procs to get a bunch of sword dances in,